lecturers treat students back home. Back in Nigeria, how even teachers, treat their students, and a lot of people with their sad tale about, how lecturers will talk down on you, how they will treat you. And you see, what you say to people really matter and really counts.
True.
I'm sure if you look deep down, you're here today because one of your teacher said something that really motivated or inspired you.
Very true.
I remember my experience in my primary education. My teachers are fantastic people. They will continue to motivate you, encourage you. They say very kind and nice things to you. And if you look at every other successful people out there, some people turn out to be lawyers because their teachers say, oh, you grow up to be a lawyer, a doctor, an engineer.
True. Very true.
So, and me, I'm keen because it makes, and from life experience, when you meet someone for the first time, they say first impression matters.
Yes.
If someone treats you well, it saves in your subconsciousness, and it makes you feel good.
Very true.
And anytime you remember the person or you come across the person, you remember that moment. But if people treat you badly, you also remember.
Very true.
You remember and you say, no, this person said something negative towards me or treated me badly. So, and as a leader, our role or your role is to always inspire, encourage, motivate people and give hope. Because what you say to them brings out the best in them. If you say nice things, you bring out the best. If you say bad things to them, you bring out the worst of them. And so society is where it is today because we've not deliberately invested in the kind of future we want to see. And we don't have a leadership recruitment plan or process.
Oh, wow.
Because you see, we say we want our country to be great. How are we investing in today? Because you see, the country does not just want to be great. If you want to see something happen tomorrow, it is today that you prepare and plan for it. And you must be conscious, you must be deliberate about what you want to see. You see all the other countries around the world that you hear, oh, this country is a great country, or when you look at the ranking of countries using different development indicators, it is not by mistake they got there. And you see, everybody deals with Nigeria through her citizen.
True.
Because you see people say Nigeria, they talk whatever they want to say about my country. But it is how people within the country, they've dealt with people or engaged with people within the country. How they've interacted with people. So if each and every one of us embodies greatness, then people will say our country is great. Because Nigeria is just a geographic location. But Nigeria, it is you and I.
Yes.
It is you and I. Across where we find ourselves. So again, you are a leader. Everybody is a leader. And we must consciously tell ourselves that I'm a leader and call yourself a leader. You see, parents that have children, they always say nice things to their kids.
Yes.
They call them what they want their children to be tomorrow. You see, they're deliberate, they're conscious. You see, today if a child wants to start school, the parents will go and check which of these schools are the best schools. So I'm saying, can we as a people say, what are the best things of life and how can we get it? How can we plan for it? The older guards, like I call them, the older politicians, why do they not want to leave office? Because there's no transition for them. So they leave office, then what next? Nothing. Because they've not planned, they've not invested in young people to continue. In other climes, when you're older, when you're 60 year plus, when you go to a hospital, you get free medical. If I, as a young person, go to a hospital in Germany and an older person comes to the hospital, they will treat the older person before me. For free, by the way. Because the country has taken a deliberate effort to plan. Because to them, life itself is sacred. Sadly, here, we don't even value life. We don't treat people with empathy and compassion. So, I think it is not late. It's not late because, you see, we must continue not only to talk about this, but we must plan, we must be deliberate, and we must plan long term. Not that, someone was removed from an office, the next person that comes will say, I will not continue this project because it was... No.
I mean, last year, I remember one time we had a meeting with you at your office, and then you said to me, you said, Effizy, all the leaders that you see today are product of the society.
Oh, yes.
They only step forward into an office, and when they are done, they will step back in. But it doesn't look like we see that kind of vibe. It looks like when they step forward, they stay there and not even decide to come back. And then what's the faith of the young people that you are also advocating for to step forward?
Effizy.
Yes, sir.
Our leadership recruitment process has a big question mark. Let's talk about elective position.
Yes, sir.
Because it is the elected officials that appoint people into office.
Yes.
How did they come to be? Yes, today we don't have independent candidates.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we've worked as a movement, the Not Too Young to Run, to remove age impediment for young people. And today I see a lot of young female and male that have declared their interest and are now aspirants, and hopefully some of them will become candidates. But the first thing people, Effizy, if you want to run for office today, the first thing people will ask you is, what is your war chest?
Yes.
How much do you
have?
How much are you willing to spend?
And who do you know?
And who do you know? If you go for any campaign or any rally or any stakeholders engagement, after you finish speaking, they ask you, what did you bring for us? And if you don't drop something, they will just tell you you're not serious. That is the society we live in today. So if we've now put money in the center of our politics, because you see, democracy itself it's fantastic, but practicing democracy means you have to play politics.
Yes.
Because it is the political process in playing politics that, gets you elected into office. You understand? Then before you start doing governance. But you must do that politics. You must play. And it is the platform, because so you have to go through the political party to run for office. Sadly, you have to buy forms worth millions of naira.
Yes, sir.
If you buy form worth millions, that does not guarantee that you win. Today you have direct primaries, indirect primaries, and consensus.
Yes, sir.
If you're not the consensus candidate, let's say it's indirect primary. So what it means is delegate system.
Yes.
Per local government, they say 3 people, and then with some party escorts. So, and we know the reality today that if they are coming for the convention, you have to put them in hotel.
Yes, sir.
In short, it's even better and safer for you to, I don't use the word abduct them, but usually they gather them, put them in hotel, and don't know, they don't want their opponent to know where they are, and then transport them to the convention ground for the primaries.
Yes, sir.
So that they don't compromise.
Oh, my.
So you put them in hotel, you feed them, you give them money. So that you emerge. Now you do that, and then you do your campaign, going to different communities. That's why you have vote buying and vote selling. So you have to induce voters. You go here, you share rapa, you share salt, you share oil, you share all of these things. And then election day, sadly now, is people will now come and start, transacting. Now, Effizy, we elect you into House of Rep. Say plus or minus, you spend 400 to 500 million. What would be the first thing you would do?
It's to recover.
Fantastic. How do you recover inflation of contract prices, embezzlement, mismanagement, misappropriation? What would that also lead to? Substandard projects, abandoned projects.
Yes. Yes.
And that's why you see EFCC, ICPC have a lot of corruption cases. You first, and beyond recovering, you recover, you also enrich yourself and prepare for the next election. So that you expand your war chest and you're ready to spend more so that you retain that office. You're not thinking about governance, you're not thinking about service delivery.
No.
How would society become better? And indirectly, what you're also doing is you're teaching society that this is the right thing to do, this is how it's been done. Which is also a crisis waiting to happen, because the future generation will now say, okay, so this is how it's been done. And now with technology, with AI, they will even do it in an advanced way than you. Sadly, this is where we've found ourselves. Now, if you don't have a war chest, you have to go and look for a godfather, or what I call muddy bags, who would then sponsor your campaign. Now, if you enter into office, you will not own your own mind.
No.
You will not own your own initiative.
No.
It is what your godfather. So your godfather will first call you and say, all the contracts from the budget line, you give it to him. Now, if you give him those contracts, can you hold him to account if he doesn't do it?
No.
Exactly. All the motions, all the bills that will be passed, is your godfather that will give you directive on which one to vote yes or no on.
But from where you see it right now, do you see any hope for young people or young leaders who are aspiring to take on office?
Yes, I'm hopeful and I'm optimistic because...
With 100 million a form?
Well, the final prices haven't come out yet. You know, the last one that came out, it was debunked that it was fake news. But I also think that people released it to test waters. You know, to test the ground and, you know, check.
And check what's the response.
Yeah, what's the response like? But it would not be good for our society, our country, when you put this exorbitant amount just for people. Because you see, people who are coming to the field that they want to serve, it's about service, so it's not about enrichment. Because politicians abroad, even in the UK, they're everyday people like you and I. In short, they're not rich. A lot of them who even have money, when they go into office, they become poorer. Because yes, you're not supposed to occupy public office and manage public resources to enrich yourself.
True.
But here, it is the other way around.
Yes.
Those your friends
It's
that
like
you're
a
on the
career.
streets with them before they enter public office. Few months after they enter there, they all changed. They've changed totally. They're so wealthy, and you wonder, okay, this is really attractive and juicy. You understand? Because absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Wow.
So, when people say they want to serve, let's create an environment, and I think the next cycle of Electoral Act amendment is to put a peg that is uniform in all the political parties, so that INEC, we work with INEC and work with the National Assembly to amend this law further, so that even if you are in party A, B, or C, the form for House of Rep is 1 million, is 1 million across board. The form for presidency is 2.5 million, is 2.5 million across board.
But do you think that is achievable?
It is.
With these old guards that
It
we
is.
have?
If society say enough is enough, if society push back, why did they come public and say that information is false? It's because society reacted in a way that they didn't expect. So, and you see, Effizy, I'm optimistic because of the crop of young people that have also declared their interest.
Okay.
I'm seeing young people with track record, with experience, you know, with capacity to lead, and people who have built something. Come to think of it, when you look at your leaders and some of your politicians, for me, I always ask them, what have you built? What have you done?
What's your experience?
Yes, what are your antecedents? You just wake up and say you want to be this and that. What have you done? Someone that have never built anything cannot build you something when he occupies public office.
More like you can't give what you don't have.
Exactly.
Let's go to the phone lines. I see a lot of people itching to speak with you. And our question to you this morning, do high cost of form produce better leaders or more corrupt ones? That's our question to you this morning. 0700 951 0000. WhatsApp is 00399 30137. Chris from Kabai says, L, thank you for bringing to the mic a good friend, Hamzat. He is the kind of person we need in Nigeria, not people with climatized leadership or politics, with thugs, and forget that they must mentor, teach, and lead young people and their young ones positively. Hamzat, may God keep you, because I know that one day you will become the president we are looking for, in Jesus' name. All right, that's his prayer for Hamzat this morning. Effizy, okay, this one says, please keep me anonymous. I would respect your choice on that. It says, Hamzat is spot on. Just this week, I had a similar experience with my lecturer. If it was so wrong and I felt deeply hurt, while venting to my colleagues, yet this same lecturer would come seeking favor from us tomorrow. We see students celebrating human human lecturers on social media. These ones are referred to as wicked and condescending. Needs to do better in every academic situation. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good morning to you. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Effizy, and I greet your guest at the studio. May God bless you.
Amen. Good morning.
Yes, my name is Obedient Elder from Tony calling from Abuja.
Okay, welcome.
Yes, as per your topic, the beginning of corruption actually starts with the parties, political parties.
Okay.
Now, let me even inform Nigerians that the first time I came back to Nigeria was in 1983. You know, and good enough, I met late Dr. Tunji Braithwaite inside Nigerian Airways flight between London and Lagos. And we got talking. You know, then I was just 24 years old, you know, fresh from being a student activist way back in Rome, because I was secretary of Nigerian Students Union in Rome during the time that late Ambassador Carpenter from Borno State was Nigerian ambassador. Now, what am I trying to say here is that, you know, because of my student activism, my blood was very hot. So I got discussing with a late Tunji Braithwaite. Guess what he told me? He said, young man, you are so vast in politics, both locally and because every Friday I would go to Nigerian embassy to go and be reading news about Nigeria. So that was how I got in touch and I fell in love with late Dr. Tunji Braithwaite. So my ideology has never shifted since that time. So the man said, well, for your age, I would have just given you a free ride to go and represent Nigeria Advanced Party in your state of Bendel then as the governorship candidate. He said, but constitutionally, you are not going to be qualified. So, but however, I will make you the secretary of Nigeria Advanced Party for Bendel State, which he did, and as well as making me a candidate. Guess what happened? Dr. Tunji Braithwaite funded all the aspirants, including myself. He gave me 10,000 naira in 1983.
Oh, wow.
You know, so now what am I trying to say? You know, it is the parties of today that have completely monetized politics, and that is why there is massive corruption in the system. Now, how can a party now be asking a candidate to be paid, collecting interest fund with as much as 100 million naira? Now, what do you expect from that candidate when he wins? Is he not going to recoup?
All right.
Even up to 10 times.
Thank you, Elder.
Now you can see where this corruption has built up over the years. So it will take people like us who are still revolutionary, even though I'm 69 years old now, the blood is still in me. You know, I still believe that I can equally still change the system in this country, because Nigeria is a rotten society.
Oh no, let's not go that route. Thank you, Elder. I feel your pain. He was going emotional there, looking at 1983 to this point, and you can't also, you know, bend on where we have moved from to that point. Imagine a 10,000 naira in 1983. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
My name is Jamilu Isaku.
Jamilu, you're welcome to the show. Let's talk.
I want to give this opportunity to welcome your guest, such a wonderful person that all the youth are looking up to.
Yes.
You see the situation where we find ourselves. When you look at the way we, even the people, do our things, we can't expect it to change easily like that. When you look at people are just worshipping money, and people don't want to sacrifice. When you look at in the First Republic and Second Republic, people need to organize and bring up with the party, with the ideology, and the all people will sacrifice that this is what we want. And the candidate will bring, sometimes they'll bring the even without 1 naira. They will leave the government party, they will organize their party, and everybody will sacrifice and work for it. But now, are the people willing to sacrifice? That is where we are finding the difficult. Because the moment you see now the party in power, everybody don't want to do that fasting of 4 years. They just want to make sure that they go and cash out from the party that is in power.
Thank you, Jamilu.
You still complaining after you wait there and collect what you want to collect, and you come back and pretend as if you are a good person.
All right.
So that is why we have to make sure that we support whoever is on ground to succeed, not about the money that we are going to get from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jamilu, for your comments there. Ambik from Guagwalada says the corruption in leadership, especially political leadership, can only be curbed to the barest minimum if we go the Chinese way, which is the capital punishment for corrupt officials as it concerns embezzlement of public funds. If we can borrow money from China, why can't we model after the effective method of fighting and preventing corruption? Our own is rhetorics and grammar, and eventually leaving everything to God to fight for us. What a country. That's what he ends his statement with this morning. Let me come back to Hamza on this conversation. If your ideology, let's say it works, let's say your ideology works in terms of bringing, making a pegs to it across board, to say presidential form should be this, but if it doesn't work, do you think that discounts for youth is a solution or it's tokenism?
Yeah, I think it's tokenism. I believe in equal opportunity and a level playing ground.
Okay.
And I don't think young people deserve tokenism. No. And we're not saying, and you see, I'm so excited and impressed about this crop of my generation. We say that you might call yourself the old guards and the money bag. Let's allow the field to be a level playing ground.
Yes.
And let's see who would emerge, even with your money and everything. But let it be a level playing ground. Don't try to influence anything. Don't try to manipulate anything. And let's see who emerge and who win. And we don't want. And tokenism is not sustainable. It's not sustainable. We don't want discount. Yes, maybe women and people with disability, you can give them concession. Because I see some political party will say for women they have 50%, for people with disability they'll give them free form. Which is good because again, we must also live in a society that promotes equity and justice and fairness, But we don't want tokenism. We want an ideology that lets the best mind and the one with the best idea. You see, you've never heard me say we want to retire politicians or old politicians.
Very
no,
true.
because I believe in mentorship. I believe in transition and knowledge transfer. Because see, I'm here today because some older people deliberately invested in me.
Very true.
And we cannot take it away from them. That years of experience, that exposure, that knowledge and information. But the thing here is, we're not seeing the older people work with the younger people politically. And we're not saying see us as equal. You see, in private sector, an older person would respect you because of what you bring to the table.
True. Very true. Very
But
true.
in politics, they would say, go and sit down and wait for your time. When is that time? When we continue to hear we're the future of leaders of tomorrow. I'm almost 40. You're telling me I'm the future. What is that tomorrow? Where is that tomorrow? If you don't invest and create that enabling environment now, that tomorrow would come and I'll have gray hair and then I will not be able to even serve diligently. Today, you see all the world is investing in young people and bringing them in corridors of power because they understand that when we have the energies, we have the idea, we have technology and advancement, we have the numbers. You see, a young person in office can relate to their peers. And
Very
it also
true.
inspired to see, if you see young people in office, you see, yes, this is a mirror of me in office. We know that not all of us can get elected, not all of us can get appointed. But let's have a sense of belonging. We are over 220 million people. Out of that number, over 150 or 160 million are young people. And you don't have a sense of representation
At all.
in your political space.
At all.
And this is your...
But Hamza, they
block.
say you have now Togri, ballot box snatching, vote buying, and all of it.
And that's why society will not grow if that is the kind of value you think young people bring on board. You're not looking at how young people can bring technology advancement, how young people can become solutions to some of our internal crises in terms of insecurity, how young people can bring, fintech to enhance digital inclusion. You know, because if as leaders we see young people as a problem, then young people will continue to be a problem. But if we say, young people are the solution, if you hear other leaders talk around the world, they'll say young people are the solutions of today. Then imagine if my leaders in my country say, young people are the solution. It will even inspire young people to start thinking about what kind of solution should I bring. But if you say young people are the problem, they'll say, okay, really, we will show you that we are the problem. That's why I say there's power in tongue and what you say to people. Because what you tell a child today will determine and define what the child becomes tomorrow. So if you say this child will be great, then tomorrow that child will be great. It is not by mistake. It is the prophecy you've made on that child's destiny. So if our leaders today say the young people are part of the solution, and we believe that they have what it takes to turn the tides for Nigeria to be great, my brother, things will take shape because the leader has set that in motion. And you know, the statement of our leader is policy.
Very true.
Subsidy is gone. It was a policy. If you hear the young people are leaders of now and they must take charge of this great country, they will take charge now. So you understand what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, wow. It's 10:54 Nigerian time. At 10:55, we'll head on for an important information that is well tailored for you, and after which we go for the news at the top of the hour. Then we come back with Hamzat, and then we start to wind down on the conversation. At that point, we'll open up the phone lines for you to be a part of it, or to, you know, there are questions you think Effizy did not put forward, and you want to put it forward for Hamzat to also look at it. At that point, you have the freedom to do that. And this one says, anything that has faulty foundation will not stand the test of time. The foundation of our leadership choice is very corrupt, and that is why the procedures and produce corrupt leaders. That's what Chima Inapo is saying. Let's go for a break. We'll be right back.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
FM, a broker built on knowledge, guidance, and tools she can truly trust. Now she's the one checking market updates and using this information to make smarter choices. With HFM, you can trade CFD